Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like it was hopeless, or even there was a helpless situation? Just to let you know, you have the power to change that. Watch this video to find out more.
Hello, Barbie.
Hello, Ken.
You actually answered. I'm surprised. I thought it would catch you off guard. You caught me off guard with that one.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Laura, and that's my husband behind the camera.
And my name is what you called me.
Yes.
Except you're not Barbie, but you are.
Only to the lady at the farmer's market.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we're discussing individuals that have told us or expressed to us how helpless they feel about certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
We have individuals that have expressed to us, I'm so worried about this situation, or all these things that I hear or I see on the television or on the news.
Right.
It just concerns me.
Mm-hmm.
And we do our best to share with them, listen, there's no need to be concerned about that, because you have the backing of the Ascended Masters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we know that we can help individuals take control of situations. We've seen it happen with many individuals, and we'll give some examples of how people take control of a situation that maybe in the past would have scared them or worried them.
Right.
The bottom line is that people shouldn't be worried or stressed out or concerned about any situation,
Mm-hmm.
as long as they understand that they have that alignment with somebody that sees a bigger picture and can keep them on that path to see that bigger picture and know that they have the support of that individual.
Right. And to
Now-
learn how to help themselves.
Now, anyone watching this video might be thinking that we're talking about ourselves, but we're not, because we don't see that large picture. We're talking about the Ascended Masters, people like Jesus, the Buddha, Krishna, any of the Ascended Masters out there, Moses, Muhammad, and many more. Anyway, once you align yourself with them, they will show you that they'll support you and help you take control of anything. You won't be scared of anything. So let's get into some examples, huh?
Okay.
Do you have an example, a quick example?
Well, one that came to my mind as you were speaking was someone who knew nothing about the Ascended Masters, but she's been working with us and learning about them. And she called one day saying that it was pouring rain where she was, and she couldn't even see. She had to pull off to the side of the road. And my husband guided her as to what she should do, and she just did a command with the water elemental, and the rain stopped. And the rain didn't start again until she got safely home. She said pretty much as soon as she opened the door in the driveway, it poured rain again.
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't even remember that. But anyway, that is a good example, because people normally start panicking because the visibility is bad, and
Right.
who knows what time she'll get home. Instead, she took control. She was
did.
taught how to take control. She took control, got home, and then it poured. That's a fantastic example, of how people can be taught how to take control instead of getting stressed out.
That's right.
Do you have any other examples?
Well, another one with rain was recent,
Okay.
with a lady who lives in the Caribbean, and she'd been working with us for a few months, and she decided to try.
Well, she still is.
She still is working with us,
Okay.
but it had been a few months that she'd already been working with us, and she decided to give it a try to command the water elemental as well, because it started to pour rain, and she needed to get somewhere, and she wanted to get there safely.
That's right. That one I remember.
So she decided, well, maybe because that's more recent, but she said that she sat there in her car and she made the command, and all of a sudden the rain stopped. So And that was good because she was able to get to where she needed to go as well before the rain started again.
So those are two examples of just handling a situation that maybe somebody would be too concerned about. Mm-hmm. Do you have any examples of maybe someone being concerned about something that the media talks about, something that society in itself has blown, say, out of proportion? I don't know of any offhand. Well, the riots, when they had the riots.
Oh, yes.
Right, I remember that. We even had individuals around the country that were updating us about, we heard news that they're planning a riot or a protest in this area.
Right,
and then we would do work from here. Now, they didn't know how to do the work because we haven't trained them on that.
Correct.
But they just updated us, and then we would do the work from here.
Right.
And then, of course,
a lot of them, they didn't even take place.
Or
the ones that did take place were not as grand of a scale, and it was peaceful.
So that's another way. So instead of them being concerned because it's in their area, like close to their neighborhood, they just sent us a message and say, okay, here's what's going on. Will you guys do something about this? So they're concerned because that's why they got in touch with us, but they weren't panicked because they knew that something would be done and they would be safe. And sure enough, they were safe. Again, another way of taking control. You might not be able to do something about that situation, as in directly, but by contacting us, we can then summon the angels for them to take care of it on your behalf.
That's right.
Then later on, as you progress in membership, we teach you how to do it. Without you contacting us. You contact the angels yourself.
Right.
Make that phone call.
The Ascended Masters guide us as to when you're ready for different things. So you can get training quickly, or it could take you a while.
Other examples. We have people now that are healing themselves.
Yes.
They've been trained and they're still in training. They're not trained, we have two that actually healed their loved ones. One lady healed her daughter.
Yes.
When she was sick, and she decided to try it, and she healed her daughter.
She did.
And then the other lady healed her husband when he was having some kind of spasm or something going on.
Right.
So they're practicing how to heal, but not on a big scale yet. Just themselves for the most part, and maybe a very close loved one.
Exactly.
And it's exciting to watch how they're progressing, right? Because we see, for example, one individual, she's been healing herself now for at least a month and a half, almost 2 months, and it's going really well. So that's as far as health issues. In the beginning, we were helping her. Now she's gotten to the point where she's helping herself because we're training her on how to do it on herself.
She sends us updates to let us know how it goes.
Practical on a daily basis, right?
Yes.
Even though she's the one doing the work now.
Yes.
We're not doing the work any longer. Because we need that so we can track the progress that she's making. Once she gets good at that, and we've already told her and she's willing to do it, then she'll be healing other people. She'll help other people get healed. And that's what we're about. It's about, we help you in the beginning, and then, that movie, Pay It Forward?
Yes.
Then you pay it forward by helping other people, right? And that's the cost. So we might say that we do the work for free, but not really. That's the catch, right? That we expect you to pass it on, pay it forward the same way, for free.
Right.
We don't expect you to charge. Anyway, so that's health issues. What else do we have?
Well, this is in a testimony as well, we had a lady who contacted us because of spiritual activity, paranormal activity it's called, in her home.
Oh, right.
In her brand new home. Yes, poltergeists and other spirit entities and things around. And she's another one who really didn't believe in all of this and the spiritual side of life. And she's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just, you say you can help me with it. Let me see what you can do.
Right.
And sure enough, my husband got to work and her home is clear now, and she's just...
Was or is?
It is.
Okay.
It is clear now. And she was just blown away by the experience. She's like, how is that possible? So now she is starting to learn how to start doing these things as well.
And so again, well, not again, but you made a very good point. You don't have to believe that it works.
Right.
You'll see it for yourself. Just test it, right?
Yep.
And again, once you see it for yourself, then of course you want to know how it works. And some people are not interested. They just want to get the help and then they leave.
Yes.
And that's okay too. You know, but we're looking for the individuals that really want to pay it forward. We're looking for individuals that want to help other people, because there's so many people that require help. And there's so many people that maybe can't afford to pay for the help.
Right.
You know, so why leave them there when you can help them? And that's what we do. We help everybody that we can, as long as they're willing to help themselves. So, okay, so that's about paranormal activities. And now, how scary is that? Because they have movies and...
Oh, right. Well, watching the movies as a kid, I was terrified of those things. But now I'm not, because I understand that, you know, it's a lot of times it's just lost souls. And they're stuck here. They get angry, just like we would, because they have no idea what's really happening and going on. But as soon as you help them move on, everything's fine.
But do they try to hurt anybody? Really?
No.
No.
No, they don't.
You know, so that's just something that's sensationalized by the media and by the movie producers to scare people.
Right.
But from our experience, it's nothing like that. You know, so
Right.
just let people know. But again, we can show you how to, let's say if you feel helpless, they can think they're ghosts or other spiritual entities in your house that are negative. You don't have to be a victim. You don't have to feel helpless.
In fact, even going on that as you're speaking, I'm remembering we've had individuals who've contacted us because they'd wake up with like scratch marks on their body, or they'd have what they call sleep paralysis, where all of a sudden they can't move, and then sometimes they couldn't breathe, and then all of a sudden, after a few seconds or a few minutes, it all ends. And so they were given some information on what they should do to take care of it themselves. And they've been fine ever since. You did work from here to help them, and we're still working with them for other things. And it's been great.
So they said they were giving information. We get the information?
Well, the Ascended Masters came through and said, this is what you do.
Through us?
Yes.
Oh, okay. When they said they got information, I wasn't sure.
Right, it was through us.
Okay.
They were told what to do when those situations occur, and they've been fine ever since.
So again, they took control of the situation. Now, you've told me stories that you've read on the internet about individuals that are in panic because they're informed that a curse has been placed on them.
Yes.
And they have to pay this money for the curse to be removed.
Or go through certain rituals and things, yes.
What rituals do they go through? What do you mean go
I don't know.
Rituals?
They
go through rituals with the individual or somebody else?
Somebody else. In order to get rid of it, you have to go through some kind of ritual to get rid of it. I don't really know what they are. I just read.
No, but so do they have to pay for these rituals? Or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody they go to, they have to pay stuff, pay money for whatever services.
So again, here you are. They have this person now panicking, right?
Yes.
They've scared this individual. Individual feels helpless. Well, whenever you feel helpless, you know there's something wrong. Because you should never feel helpless, as long as you know that you're being helped by the Ascended Masters.
That's right.
Because they come from God. God is invincible. Nothing can defeat God. So why would you be feeling helpless knowing that God is there supporting you?
That's right.
People have come to us after they've been told that they're cursed. Right? They've even given us stories as to show how cursed they are. I mean, some really bad things.
But how they believe how badly they're cursed.
Well, when you look at the details, it's really bad. So I wouldn't say what they believe. I mean,
well, at the time, it's their.
Right. So, but we do work on them, and their life improves.
Yes.
Things change for the better.
Yes.
Again, they weren't taught how to remove the curse, but then we did it for them by them reaching out.
But they were taught how to protect themselves in the future.
Some of them.
Some of them.
The ones that, remember, we also have individuals that after one treatment, things are so much better the way they were that we don't hear from them again.
That's right. They just leave. They just say thank you, and they're done.
They don't even say thank you. We don't hear from them again because they think everything is fine. So they don't have any protection. Nothing. And maybe months later we hear from them again. Oh, he came back. Well, surprise, you weren't done yet, right? But the thing is that we do start out by helping the individual and then showing them how to do it for themselves, how to take care of themselves. So anyone that thinks that it's a one treatment process it's a mistake. There's a whole lot more to do. As great as you feel, there's a whole lot more to do. That's how we show people how to take control. Right?
Yes.
We have individuals with things like hurricanes, and what have they done?
Yes, weather challenges. And they've contacted us. We've had one lady in the Central America who tried to do it on her own, but she's like, I think this is bigger than I am. It's a tropical storm going to hurricane. Could you please help and see what you can do so that we don't get all these rains? And so my husband did some work, and it turned out to be a little bit of rain, and it basically blew over.
Because again, she and the other people from other countries that have reached out to us, they don't know how to do it yet.
Right.
So then we do it on their behalf. But as they progress, they will be taught how to do it for themselves, and they can now help other people from other countries.
Yes.
Make sense? So it starts out again that we might do it for you if it's more complicated, if it's more advanced. If it's a simple thing, we teach you how to do that quickly. But if it's more advanced, then we teach you how to do that later as you progress in membership. The bottom line is that and then we have the astrological influence
Oh, yes.
that people are concerned about a lot, right?
Yes, well, you're a great
these
example
changes.
of that when, you went to go do work and you were told the void of course was messing with you.
Forget about my example. Who do we know that we can use an example of that? How about you?
Me?
It affected you too, didn't it?
It did. That void
Okay.
of course affected me as well.
Okay. So why don't you use yourself as an example? Why are you using
Because
me?
I did not recall it at the moment. That's
Okay.
why.
So use
Yours
yourself as
was
an
more
example.
profound to me, but just would make me, during that time, I would feel sluggish and not really have inspiration to do anything and just kind of wanted to sit around. Even got some headaches sometimes. But my husband was told how to fix it, what to do, and he did that. And soon I'll be trained to do that, but it doesn't affect me anymore.
We don't even worry about those things.
Right. Nothing on the astrological plane can affect me anymore.
Mercury retrograde and
Whatever those
I only read that. I don't know what it is.
things are.
But,
I don't know.
full moon and whatever the
Right,
things are. We
right.
don't. That doesn't affect us one bit because we know how to take care of those things. And the individuals that we work on, we make sure we do the same thing. There are other things that affect individuals, energies of the earth and things like that.
Yes.
But we handle those things from here.
Right.
Geopathic stress. We have many examples of that where people don't realize how it affects them so terribly. And once we take care of it, all of a sudden they feel better.
Illnesses go away.
Exactly. So again, they've learned to take control either by getting in touch with us or get in touch with us, and then we train them and teach them how to do it for themselves or do it for other people. This is why we can say that you should never feel helpless, and if you do, just reach out, we'll help you with it, and then we'll train you how to take control.
Another example
Okay.
would be individuals who've contacted us because their loved one is not in a conscious state and it looks as if they're going to be dying. So they contact us trying to figure out how they can communicate with their loved one so they know what should happen. Should they pull the plug? Or, should they try to seek care elsewhere? What is it that their loved one wants? And so they contact us, and my husband will do work to help guide everything, but they're also told, pay attention to these signs. Like one lady was told, you'll notice the lights flickering in your house. That's when you know your father will be around. You can talk to him. He'll answer you. Just let him know how you want him to answer. 1 flicker for yes, 2 flickers for no, whatever it might be. And she did that, and she was so surprised at how it all took place and the information that she was able to get. And she asked my husband to confirm, and it was confirmed for her. So that's another example of learning to be able to communicate with those who are kind of transitioning into the spiritual world or those who might already be in the spiritual world.
Right, I would say even the ones that have been there. We have many individuals that their loved ones would come through and then tell them what to expect when they communicate with them.
Exactly.
Now, one thing we don't do is we don't try to reach out to individuals that have passed. We don't do that, right? Like in the movies, we don't have seances or we don't go, I don't go and try to touch base with somebody. We only communicate with someone if that person is allowed to come through by Archangel Michael. So when people reach out to us, I say, could you find out if my loved one is all right? I don't do things like that. Now, if they happen to come through, we'll let you know. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But we will let you know. We always let individuals know. We work with them, depending if it's an accidental death or if they're here on Earth, we work with them so we can help them cross over. But if they then decide to communicate during that time, we'll let you know. But we will never just go and try to summon a spirit of some kind.
Exactly.
Or a soul. We don't do that. And then we teach how to do it later on as well.
Well, we already have a video out there that teaches them how to do some basic communication with their departed loved ones.
Okay. There you go. You can watch some of those videos.
Yes, there goes a tool for you right there.
All right. Anything else as far as taking control?
No, that's all I can think of at this time.
Right. If someone feels afraid, they feel threatened by somebody, they know that Archangel Michael is there. We teach them how to invoke the presence of Archangel Michael or Lord Shiva, and they don't need to be afraid of anybody.
Right.
I don't care how big their threat is or how big their mouth is, or if they're 10 feet tall and 500 pounds, they're going to think they're that big. You don't have to be scared of anybody, because nobody can defeat Archangel Michael.
That's
it's
right.
impossible. So no need to be scared of anything or anybody. Really, just no need at all. So take control, and if you don't know how to do it, we will teach you how to do it, and we will help you in the meantime until you learn how to do it yourself.
Okay.
Remember to subscribe and like this video. Join the Facebook group 190 Vision to connect with others on the same journey. Get help by visiting our website 190vision.com. Support the 190 Vision mission by clicking on the donate button, which is at the bottom of each page of our website.